Alrighty, traders. This is Blake Morrow. You are listening to the daily roundup. Hope everybody's having a great session ahead of the FOMC. It's quiet. It's not a lot happening out there. Let's talk about where the dollar's at, and you know, I was hoping that the dollar might actually pull back just a little bit further from this morning's rally, especially against some currencies like the sterling. I wanted the sterling just to kind of reach a little higher, and it may. I mean, I have an order out, and I don't know if I'm going to keep it in. I'll have to. It's kind of hoping to get hit right now, like just above 139, and then come back down. I don't know if it's going to do that. I've left it in for now, but the flip side is if we break higher, that we're going to 140. That's the flip side to that. The euro dollar is pretty quiet, just sitting here in the channel. Obviously above 118.40 is bullish. Aussie, Aussie's trading heavy. I mean, it's bounced back a little bit, but still overall very heavy. And I think that, a move back to 74 cents is going to be a selling opportunity. I still feel that way. I still, feel that way. But in case the Fed, if you walk away or you hear people, their breakdown of the FOMC afterwards, like, whether it's 10 minutes or 20 minutes later, or you're in the chat rooms and we're like, man, that was about as dovish as you can get, then I'd have to imagine the dollar is going to get hit. I have to imagine that the dollar is going to, trade back into, the triangle again. It's going to. And that puts the sterling, obviously at 140, maybe even a little bit higher. And that would put the Aussie, probably, I would assume the Aussie breaks out back towards 75 cents. So it's, and then you take like the Canadian will come back down here towards probably 123, 122, maybe the 50-day moving average. The US dollar Norwegian krona would end up being a false breakout. Probably see the 200-day moving average again. So, all of this potential is all, what does the Fed do here? And, maybe us making the assumption that the dollar is going to move is completely wrong too. We could just have a non-event and everybody's like, well, crap, we got to wait for Jackson Hole next month. And, and I hope that's not the case. As you, as well as myself, the only thing that I care about is I care about volatility, I care about getting opportunities. If we walk away from this Fed meeting and we go, wow, whole lot of nothing, that means we're probably going to just be quiet through most of August, as everybody bolts off to vacation, especially a lot of Europeans heading out at the beginning of August. They'll be out for a couple of weeks waiting for Jackson Hole, and then that's it. Let's hope that's not the case. I hope, and I don't care. I'd benefit right now if the Fed was more hawkish, but even if they're more dovish and we just see the dollar just nosedive, at least there's opportunity there, right? We could play the euro back up towards 119, 120, sterling back up to 141, 142. I mean, we kind of know if it's a really dovish or really hawkish outcome today, we have opportunities, and that's all I really care about. I'm positioned for dollar, dollar strength. Does that mean I'm going to get it? No, not at all. But just hoping for some volatility, guys. I think you, me, and everybody listening in right now, and everybody listening to the recording, we just care about some volatility. That's it. Let's talk about the stock market. Stock market's holding up pretty well. My tone has not changed here since the last, the morning edge is if we break below 43.75 for any reason, any reason, and it'll be a reason. But if we break below there, then we know that was a hawkish meeting, right? And how many, well, let me ask you this. For those of you that have been listening to me for an extended period of time, you've heard my analysis for, let's say, 6 months or longer. What do I say usually happens before a major event? What happens in the market? The market goes what? Gavin, mid-range. Simon, mid-range. Exactly. So with that being said, look at the S&P and you tell me if we're mid-range right now. Dulce, that it's sideways is a correct answer, but usually mid-range. So when you look at the S&P, this is a pretty good example of that, right? Like, we don't know which way the Fed's going to lean. Are they going to talk about the Delta variant? Are we going to start to hear are we going to, hear just more of nothingness? Or everybody's kind of sidelined right now, and mid-range. I think that's pretty safe to say that's our range, because we know right now what the breakout points for the S&P are. Our breakout points are above the highs or below these lows. More, probably even more accurate than that, is we're in a triangle, right? Cedric said, I think most of the time you hit bullseyes. No, not at all. But I think when there's a news event, when there's a news event and it's a big one, the market will find itself mid-range, because most of the time the markets aren't going to get completely lopsided with one opinion or not. It can, but like right now we are like taper, no taper, COVID, no COVID. Everybody's kind of like, and so now you get put mid-range, which you see right here. It's exactly what's happening. And so with that being said, I think you could even, you could remove the box here of the range, and we already know that above or below the highs would be key, right? Above the highs or below these lows would be key. But now if you kind of want to, heads up, if we're going to head towards the upper end or lower end of the range, then just watch the triangle. So that's it, guys. I mean, I have not a whole lot to say regarding, like, the dollar Canadian still holding over channel support. So is the US dollar Norwegian krona, although the US dollar Norwegian krona has come off a little bit. That's probably due to crude oil being back at $72. Gold and silver just kind of sitting there. Dollar yen's come off a little bit, from the 110.20s or 110 high teens. It's coming back to 110. So hopefully you guys took some profits there. S&P is looking a little weak right now, and NASDAQ and Dow, actually, surprisingly. Dollar max is just sitting there. I did mention this. I'll say this again. If for some reason Stelios is right and the Fed comes out swinging a little bit more hawkish, yields start to go up, bonds sink, I'll be looking at the US dollar, South African Rand. Sorry, clicked the wrong one. Cedric, I know you're in South Africa. I know there's, a lot of social unrest there. Sorry, that's loss of words. I got up a little early this morning. We are holding above the 200-day moving average. And in my opinion, if the Fed is a little bit more hawkish, you're going to see these emerging market currencies get hit. So the US dollar, South African rand, I think could challenge this top of this channel, which would be, beyond the 78% retracement, maybe back up here at 1534. Matter of fact, let me stop here for a second. Let me check something. Dang. This horizontal resistance is the 38% retracement too. It's pretty big. In my opinion, we're going there again. Maybe not today. I'm just saying we're going there again. There, you can see it. It's better put. Right? I think we're going up there again. Like I said, today might be the green light if the Fed is more hawkish. Jason said, Blake, Powell is always super dovish. Isn't that expected? Yeah, I think so. But again, being really dovish will just keep the status quo. Also, isn't that already priced in the dollar? Powell being dovish as he always is. I think it is pretty priced in. The risk is that he sounds hawkish. That's the risk. I mean, it is the risk. That's what's going to cause the most damage to the market, both the dollar and stocks. If he is hawkish, the dollar will cream higher and stocks will probably break that 4380 and head down towards 4300. So I think everybody assumes Powell's going to be dovish. So if he's dovish as expected, you're gonna have everybody that's in their position say, well, he's dovish. We expect him to be dovish. Let's hang on for the next couple of weeks. Nobody's doing anything anyway. Everybody's going on vacation. Stocks are going to be higher. Dollar's going to be weaker. Let's just keep it. Sorry, didn't mean to yawn. Anyway, but that's pretty much it. I don't think that if he's dovish, I don't think people will turn around and go, oh, he's dovish, but not as dovish. I don't know. I don't think that the dollar is going to get much relief unless he, winks at the hawks a little bit. Anyway. All right, guys. Good luck today. It's an hour and 15 minutes away. Remember, you have a statement, then a press conference afterwards. So then the conference itself, the press conference is going to be an hour and 45 minutes away. All right, guys, have a good one. Thanks everybody for your support as always. And I appreciate you guys and gals all listening in. I'll catch you in the chat rooms or tomorrow morning. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.